start our Zooms today with DJ, and we'll take questions. And we'll start with Emily.
Hey, DJ, for you, what did it mean? Chris Woodward's talked about him pounding the table kind of for you, really wanting to get you to have a coach who's had history with you, I guess, have that desire to have you in his organization. What did that do for you confidence-wise?
It helped tremendously. Having Louis in 2018 with the Dodgers, he was always somebody that I tapped into. To get picked up by the Rangers and having him here, knowing that, just put a big smile on my face. So whenever I saw him during spring training, we always made sure we connected and stuff like that. So in order to be here now with him is something special.
Have you talked to me a little bit about the adjustments that you guys made with your swing? Can you take me through those from your perspective?
Yeah, really just wanting to maximize my strength, maximize my levers and my power, and also putting the ball in play more often. Really just being shorter to the ball, using my levers to my advantage, and really just lowering my hands, widening out my base a little bit, and just hitting the ball forward.
Defensively, you play with kind of a reckless abandon out there. Is that kind of a style of play you've always implored?
Yeah, I guess being a JUCO guy is something you always play with, kind of like a fire under your butt. So, I want to make the plays for my team, for my pitcher, and whether that's running into the wall, jumping over the wall. I really don't care. I'll run through the wall. So I love it out there.
Thank you, DJ.
CJ.
Hey, DJ, I wanted to ask you, this is obviously the longest consecutive look that you've gotten in the big leagues. I know it's still early in your career, but are you picking up on anything as far as maybe the way guys are throwing you, tendencies that you're picking up on, or maybe even how you're feeling about yourself, that you're getting consistent daily at-bats in the big leagues?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting those consistent at-bats is huge, not only for development, but also this is the highest level, and in order to perform at the big league level, I think the best way to do that is to get everyday at bats. And Woody's giving me that opportunity, and this amazing organization. So definitely want to run away with it. But when I come back in, whether it's a good at bat, bad at bat, home run, strikeout, whatever it may be, if I stick to my plan throughout the long run, I know that's going to pan out. And Woody and I have dialogue throughout every game, every single at bat, the hitting coaches as well. I want to come back and be nitpicky on myself, because I know that if I do that over a course of a long career, it's going to pan out.
Just anything about playing the field here, obviously playing the outfield, if you're going to be a young player who maybe stepped on this field for the first time, what it's like playing the outfield, the Globe Life field, whether it's how you can see the ball, how the ball comes off the bat, or even how the grass plays for hard ground balls.
Yeah, I think being here during the playoffs was huge. I got to work out here for 5 weeks, so I took ground balls, fly balls every day during that 5 weeks. So was kind of familiar with it. I actually played it on turf in college, so kind of familiar with that. It was actually the same kind of turf, which is nice. But you can see the ball well here, especially with the roof closed. Never have shadows, never have a glare. It's honestly the best of both worlds. So really just want to see the ball off the bat and get behind it and be ready to throw.
Evan Grant.
Hey DJ, when in July you made those adjustments at Oklahoma City, and really produced some results against left-handed pitching. How has that kind of played at the big league level, and what have you kind of taken away from now that you've had kind of a month at the big league level to see how those things have played? What have you taken away from it?
Down in AAA, there are a lot of big league arms, and here obviously it's the highest level. Like I said before, I just think up here they're a little more experienced, so they're gonna make their pitches, and they're gonna try to nibble the corners. And like I said before, just really want to stay within my game plan for that day. Whether that's he strikes me out on 3 pitches that I wasn't looking there. It happened in a day game. The day that I hit the 2 home runs, I hit a home run, and then I struck out, and I wasn't looking for those pitches. And I came in, I told Woody that, and I told him that I'm gonna stick with my game plan. I'm gonna live and die by it, and he agreed with me. And my next at bat hit the backside home run. So like I said, if I just stick with my plan throughout, it's going to be good. And to answer your question, it definitely helped. I just think up here they don't make as many mistakes, and when you get that pitch to hit, you don't want to miss it.
You feel like if you had to tweak any of that you had, it was a lot of swings that you took against lefties down there without a swing and miss. So
Right.
If you had to tweak it at all up here.
Yeah, whether that's going back to the game plan, whether that's getting on the plate, getting off the plate, scooting forward, scooting back, the extension, the ball, the curveball might bite a little more. They might throw more changeups than curveball, or vice versa. So really just honing in on what he does well and what I do well, and having a game plan going forward for that. And like I said, just honing in on that, go zone and not missing that pitch. And when I was down in Oklahoma City, I wasn't missing that pitch. And I feel like here I've kind of done like the same thing. I know there's maybe a little bit more swing and miss, but overall I think it's been going pretty good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Steven.
DJ, with half this roster being rookies and you guys all going through it together, what's it kind of like going through all this together? I mean, it's a group that really wasn't together, obviously, at the beginning of the year, and you guys, know where the situation is. What's it like to have all these guys doing it all at one time?
I think it's special. Like I said before, I think the only way to get better at playing in the big leagues is playing in the big leagues. And this is an amazing opportunity for this entire organization, and every player getting to step on the field every day. Woody tells us every day to just compete, and whether we win or we lose, I feel like we're competing each and every night. Obviously, the standings is where it is, but I feel like we're in every single game we play, even though we're 30 games back or whatever it may be. I truly believe we're in every game we play, and we're facing elite arms in the back end. And when you face those elite arms in the back end, that means it's a close game, which is good. So, but like I said, just getting that experience at the big league level is what you need.
Maybe about Woody. You were asked a question about Woody. He obviously really wanted you here. You and Woody were both been part of an organization that went to back-to-back World Series, and I know you weren't part of those teams before you were in the organization. What do you think that does to have people that have experienced that and been in organizations that have done that recently?
I think it's huge to, especially during a rebuild, I guess you'd say, having guys that have been part of winning organizations where, in organizations where if you don't win, it's not acceptable. So Woody was a big part of those 2 World Series back-to-backs, Louis as well. And then myself, I was in the minor leagues, but I was, in the, mix of it during spring training and stuff like that in the, the off season. So, wanting really to just bring that winning culture here. And I think there's no better time than now, especially during the rebuild. And, I want to help any way I can, whether that's game planning or on the field or off the field.
Well, like you said, you feel like you guys are in every game and you're competing. What do you think needs to happen between now and the end of the season for it to kind of give you guys a good taste going into the off season? Obviously you're not going to win a division, you're not going to get the playoffs, but what do you need to do? I just, honestly, I think we just need to keep on doing what we've been doing. If you're facing Class A, 2 out of 3 games, that means they're bringing in their elite bullpen arm. Last night we faced Yimmy and Presley, who are their elite bullpen arms too. And we're facing teams that are in playoff hunts,
and we're getting to their back end of their bullpen, and that is huge. To just see those looks, guys that Presley has 25 saves this year. So to see those elite closer arms late in the games is just going to better us going into the offseason, whether we get a hit or we don't get a hit, whether we win the game or we don't win the game. It's just getting that experience and getting to those elite arms to where maybe not this year we get to them, but next year and the year after when we're contending, it's going to be special.
Let's go to Sarah's.
Hey DJ, so you coming in to Arlington, at the beginning of August, going into this last full month of the season, what's the overarching takeaway from your first full month with this team, whether it be personal or team oriented? What's your takeaway from this one?
I think we've been competing every day. I think our bullpen's been good. I think our starters have kept us in games. I just think we need to have some more timely hitting, myself included, with runners on base. If you're hitting in the middle of the lineup, you definitely don't want to leave runners on base. So really just wanting to get that big hit in that big situation and getting to the bullpen. And I just think whether we win the next 30-something games or we lose the next 30-something games, I think if we just keep on the track that we are going into the offseason, I think it's going to be really good.